Good afternoon. Welcome to the 2017 Civics Day. On behalf of the Hamilton Rotary Club and the Lindenwold Kiwanis, welcome. We have a good program today. So before we do anything, I'd like to call Dave Delaney forward for our prayer and pledge.
Heavenly Father, we do praise you, and we thank you for this opportunity as we meet today in the spirit of service. Please help us to use the gifts and talents that you have bestowed each of us, each in our own way, to use these gifts for the greatest possible good that will benefit the most people. We pray for peace. We pray for city and state elected officials to do their best. We pray for the nation. And most of all, we pray for peace within our hearts. In this we ask your name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Dave. Well done. Before we get into our program, my name is Jason Crank, and I am the president of the Hamilton Rotary Club this year. Again, it's my privilege to introduce you all and to introduce our speaker here in just a second. Pat Moeller, Mayor Pat Moeller, is the MC today. Come on forward, Mayor.
Good to see you, Jason. Good seeing you. Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to start off with the thanks for the folks who made all this possible. Of course, the Kiwanis Club, Rotary, Nick Garukas, our city clerk, Kristen Youngmeyer. From Hamilton High School, Joni Kopis, Steve Braun, Elizabeth Wagner. From Baden, Josh Mears. And from Baden, Patrick Keating. And of course, the Baden High School principal, Brian Pendergast. Hamilton High School principal, John Wilhelm. Judge Gademeyer, who was very open with his court. TV Hamilton, and of course, where you're at right now, the Marriott. This year, we had some really bright students. They were junior and senior level students in high school. They learned a lot about Hamilton's current success. They learned also about Hamilton's bright future, which I hope many of them become a part of that bright future. They had a chance to tour the Hamilton Police Department, the Hamilton Fire Department, which is always a highlight of the event. These students also recognized two people from their respective schools. There were Civics Day proclamations given to Hamilton High School, Scott Phillips, a paraprofessional, and as well as Baden High School, their recipient was a science teacher, Angela Breitz. And they were there at the city council meeting, and it was just very well received by them. They're very proud to receive those Civics Day proclamations. I am now going to go into the list of the students who were involved in this actually multi-month program. And when I state your name, you'll stand, your counterpart will stand, and turn over here to TV Hamilton and wave to mom and dad and your grandparents and everybody. If there's an empty seat next to you, it's not because that person doesn't like you, because some of our city folks are like road warriors this week. They've been in Pennsylvania, they've been in Washington, D.C., so they're not there because they don't like you, but they've been doing a lot of city business this week. A brief intro about the students, especially the city council ones, that I had a chance to observe real quick. The three Baden students tied all their legislation together, which I was really impressed that they did that. And you'll hear about what those three legislations items were about. There were three high school students from Hamilton High I want to recognize, Riley Johnson and Fiora Andrews and Sarah Howard. They also set up earlier in the year a city council candidate forum. First time I think it's ever happened, but they put together an excellent forum for the candidates for city council. So, and I want to mention Daniel Sutton's prayer. Daniel's out there. There's Daniel right there. He mentioned in his prayer the noise which passes as political debate. Now, I'm not sure if he meant Columbus or Washington, Daniel, but that was very well, I think, received, at least by myself. But Daniel also talked about servant leadership in his prayer, which I thought was also, as well, very important. Okay, let's meet these students, and we'll start off with the council members. We have Riley Johnson, who was the mayor, so wave. High school, Hamilton High School, college aspiration, at this time undecided, but she's got a lot of goals. I've heard about them. She was involved in Civics Day last year, and she was city clerk last year, and she ended up volunteering as city clerk the last several months in the city of Hamilton. We appreciate her work in the city. Now, her ordinance was an ordinance establishing a prescription medication and needle drop-off kiosk program at the Hamilton Police Department. It would be a drop-off for potentially drug paraphernalia, prescription medication, and the like, in addition to the prescription medication when it's already there right now. We also have City Manager Mitchell R. Mitchell, if you'll please stand up. Stephen T. Baden High School, college aspirations, University of Indianapolis in pre-law. Now I'm going to mention the three Baden students. Council member Mike Rand, and his counterpart is Kathy Klink. His resolution was, I'm going to read it to you, a resolution of support for the City of Hamilton's application to lobby for the site of Amazon's HQ2, which, great if we could land that. That'd be a lot of jobs. And, but the three students from Baden all tied theirs together. And I think there was mention they were going to call it Hamilzon possibly, which would be, kind of neat. Hamilzon, to go with the Jamilton that we had at our concert series this year. Now, the Mike Rand, his college aspirations, and he's from Baden, are Lehigh University, biomedical engineering. Vice Mayor Carla Fear, who could not be with us today, Jacob Wagner was her counterpart. Jacob was vice mayor, Stephen T. Baden High School, Duke University, economics, and he asked a lot of cost questions, I believe, and answered a lot of questions about how we're going to pay for some of the projects that he had here, because his ordinance was an ordinance allocating $30 million per year on transportation infrastructure improvements over the next 10 years for a total of $300 million. It's a lot of money, but he had a solution. He did, but the tie-in was if you bring in 50,000 people to work at Amazon HQ2, you got to have the infrastructure to support that type of project. So those two were threaded together. Ben Klein, City Council Member Tim Knabb. Ben is Stephen T. Baden High School as well, Purdue University, in mechanical engineering. Now, if we got Amazon HQ2 or a type of company such as that, he was talking about the quality of life issues, and his ordinance was constructing a new bridge across the Great Miami River, specifically for pedestrians and cyclists, accompanied by statutes of all 44 American presidents. Kind of a neat idea. And all these passed. All these passed legislation. All of them voted for each other, so that was kind of cool. So Ben's idea had 44 presidents. He didn't mention the 45th one, but then he said when they retire, they get their sculpture. Is that right? Okay. So I'm not sure if I mentioned Ben, Stephen T. Baden High School, Purdue University, mechanical engineering. Okay. Now, we next go to Fiona Andrews. Okay, Fiona. Hamilton High School, Purdue University, at this time undecided as to major, but her ordinance was an ordinance establishing city bus transportation for the city of Hamilton. So, and again, Fiona is one of the three Hamilton High School students who put on that junior state candidate for council forum, which is like a very, very nice event. Okay, Sarah Howard. I know Sarah is here. City Council Member Matt Von Stein. Hamilton High School, undecided, international studies, and her ordinance was, and I think both Matt Von Stein and Rob Weil will like this one, an ordinance adding solar energy into Hamilton's renewable energy plan and a partnership between local businesses, residents, and Hamilton City Utilities. So these were all just excellent, excellent ideas on council. We've got one more council member, and that's Daniel Sutton, and his counterpart is council member Rob Weil. And I know it's on here. An ordinance amending and supplementing the codified ordinance of the City of Hamilton, Ohio, related to implementing a requirement for all current and future municipal employees to undergo sign language and Spanish training. So that's Daniel Sutton, Hamilton High School student, Vanderbilt University, Spanish. So those were the council members City Clerk, we had Jackson Stewart and Sydney Long. If they'll both please stand up with Nick Garukas. Clerks have a tough job, and they did a great job. Jackson Stewart, Hamilton High School, Ohio State University, Social Studies Education. Sydney Long, Stephen T. Baden High School, at this point in time, undecided. And again, we do have juniors and seniors in this group. We have the Community and Social Technology Strategist. That's Connor Robinson, Hamilton High School, undecided at this point in time. And Nick Isle from Baden High School, Xavier University, Computer Science. Diversity and Inclusion Coordinator, of course, that's Boy Swift with the city. We have Morgan Mayer, Hamilton High School, undecided at this time. And I'm going to apologize if I mispronounce anybody's name. Andrew Abada, Stephen T. Baden High School, Vanderbilt University. Did I pronounce your name right? Yeah, all right. Vanderbilt University, pre-med. Thank you, doctor. Ali Kopek, Baden High School, The Ohio State University, undecided. Fire Department, that's always a popular one. Chief Dawson, if you'll please stand up with these three counterparts. Andy Angel, Hamilton High School, at this point in time undecided. Maddie Kurtner, Baden High School, Heidelberg University, Early Childhood Education. And Drew Holderbach, Baden High School, undecided at this point in time, Chemistry. Police Department with Craig Buchheit, with Chief Buchheit, a Baden graduate. Eli Williams, Hamilton High School, The Ohio State University in Music Education. Seth Klaber, Baden High School, Xavier University, Biology. And Will Strunk, Baden High School, Miami University in Economics. Okay, I mentioned before about Judge Gademeyer opening up his court. One of the things that these students witnessed was Hamilton Municipal Court. And with Judge Gademeyer, they'll please stand, we had Allison Sharp, Bobby Bond, and Jordan Flagg. Allison, Hamilton High School, undecided, political science. Abby Bond, Baden High School, The Ohio State University in public policy. And Flagg, Jordan Flagg, Baden High School, University of Dayton in finance. If you think about those names, they became judges. It'd be Judge Sharp, Judge Bond, and Judge Flagg. Pretty good names for judges, I might think so myself. We go to building services, and our director of building services in the city of Hamilton is Ken Rivera. We have Jackie Ramirez, Hamilton High School. Griffin Heitzman from Baden High School. Jackie, undecided, education or nursing. And Griffin Heitzman, University of Kentucky in exercise science. Okay, we now go to the Department of Civil Service. Marcos Nichols, director. And we have students Molly Sweeney, Hamilton High School, Miami University in history. Lauren Moser, Baden High School, University of Findlay in pre-veterinary. And then Josie Link, Baden High School, undecided, but pre-med. Department of Economic Development, Jody Gunnarsson, our director, who I believe he's one of the road warriors right now in Pennsylvania and Washington, D.C. Allie Browning, Baden High School, Butler University in pharmacy. Director of Engineering, Rich Engel. We have Kenny Pendergast, Baden High School, Civil Engineering. At this point in time, college undecided. And John Moran, Baden High School, University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign in computer science. Okay, we got Director of Finance, Thomas Vanderhorst, Director. Bless you. We have Ashley Shapiker, did I pronounce your name all right? Close. Sorry, Hamilton High School, University of Vermont, political science. Tyler Hargrove, Baden High School, at this point undecided, but healthcare administration. And we got Ben Kogan, Baden High School, The Ohio State University in business. Department of Health, I'm not sure who's here from the Department of Health, but Kay Farrar is our health director. Darshi Ambani. Close. Ambani? Okay. Hamilton High School, The Ohio State University, pre-med. Jacob Meyer, Baden High School, The University of Kentucky, pre-med. And Connor Lucas, Baden High School, The University of Cincinnati in exercise science. Okay. Department of Human Resources, Letitia Block is our director. Catherine Shooter, Hamilton High School, The Ohio State University, undecided. Audrey Nyer, Baden High School, undecided at this point in time. Heather O'Hara, Baden High School, Indiana University, Genetics and Biological Sciences. Let's go to the Department of Planning. Liz Hayden is our director. Isabel Dingledine, Hamilton High School, undecided at this point in time. Haley Feltner, Baden High School, University of Cincinnati, believed to be in nursing. Public Safety Department, Scott Scamuzzi is our director. If you'll please stand, with Riley Jones, Hamilton High School, undecided. Anna Keep, Baden High School, undecided. And Drew Fisher, Baden High School, Miami University in English. Okay. Department of Public Works, Jim Williams is our director for the city of Hamilton. We have Zachary Matthews from Hamilton High School, undecided, but Pharmaceutical Sciences. Alex Honeycutt, Baden High School, Xavier University, Actuarial Science. And Rachel Seymour, I apologize, Baden High School, undecided, fashion design. Purchasing agent, John Hoskinson. We have Chloe Mallory as the school representative, and she's from Baden High School, Xavier University in education. Resident Services, Adams Helms is our director. We have got Abigail Hoyland, Hamilton High School, undecided, but wishes to go into counseling. Madeline Montel, Baden High School, University of Cincinnati in nursing. Director of Strategy and Information Services, our director is Brandon Sarber, Baden High School graduate. Dominic Anthony, also from Baden, undecided, but computer science. That could be one of your future people right there, I guess, Brandon. Superintendent of the Streets is Craig Koger. We have Shane Overberg from Stephen T. Baden High School, University of Cincinnati, and mechanical engineering. Our director of project implementation, Mike Perry, and I'm not sure if he's here, but we've got two student representatives, Andrea Rocha-Pater, and she's from Hamilton High School, undecided at this point in time, and Nicole Rawlings from Baden High School, Ursuline College, nursing. We have the Hamilton Parks Conservancy, and the executive director of that conservancy is Steve Timmer. I'm not sure if Steve is here or not, but he had four people apparently. Amanda Maritz from Hamilton High School, undecided, but wishes to go into mathematics. Jack Holcomb, Baden High School, University of Cincinnati, undecided. Jacob Tipton, Baden High School, Arizona State University in sustainability. And Morgan Marsh from Baden High School, undecided at this time, but wishes to go into pre-med. There's also a school board meeting that took place, a Civic State School Board meeting, and I'm going to read to you some of the, I thought, very interesting topics of discussion for the school board meeting. There was a joint theater production between Baden and Hamilton High School, was discussed at Parish Auditorium each year, which I thought was a pretty cool idea. That passed. There's a Baden change in their cell phone policy. That failed. And there are some good discussions about all these topics as well. Hamilton High School looking at their instructional and athletic calendars to better coordinate the timing of first quarter assessments and various homecoming events. That one passed. Changes for technology devices at Baden and Hamilton High School. That failed. There was a agenda item for Hamilton High School to apply for a chapter of the Unified for Uganda effort to help educate children in Uganda. That passed. Okay, these are the interesting ones. I found these very interesting. Decorating graduation caps for graduation ceremonies. So you could put stuff on top of your graduation cap so your parents could pick you out. Kind of neat. That one passed. And then the last one, I believe the last one was senior privileges for decorating parking spots at their respective schools. And so kind of picture this, an empty parking spot, you know, they're all decorated, but this empty parking spot has it on it. If you're reading this, I'm late. Then it had prayer hands beneath that. So that was a good conversation about decorating parking lot spaces. So, and that one passed as well, I believe. But they were painted parking lot spaces at the schools. So that was a lot of good, positive discussion going on from the audience with the school board, as well as with the audience and city council. Okay, now the Civics Day school board participants. School Superintendent Tony Orr, is he here by chance? All right, I'm going to crack on you. Jared Berger from Baden High School, is he here? Okay. Jared Berger was the school superintendent. He's got a better sense of humor than you, Tony. And he threw in a can of corn somewhere in this conversation than when he was giving his superintendent remarks. But Jared was a very active school superintendent, Tony. Thought you ought to be aware of that. School board president is Steve Isgro, and his counterpart, Iris Rodriguez, from Hamilton High School. At this point in time, undecided English or French. I forgot to mention, Jared is Indiana University in business economics. So that's the school superintendent and the school board president. School board vice president, Rob Weigel. His counterpart, Darby Oliver from Baden High School. Her school is Cornell Biology. Then we have school board member, Dr. Glenn Stitzinger, who's retiring this year after so many years of service to the city. Now, I got to mention this young man. First off, he got a chance to speak a lot during this morning. It's alias Zoc, is that right? Now, when I first saw that, I read it as Elias T. Zoc. Now, that sounds kind of like a rapper out of California, Elias T. Zoc, but alias Zoc did a really good job, and he included an expression, included but not limited to, in one of his answers. So if you're a lawyer or you read contracts, he said included but not limited to. I was really impressed by that, Scott Kruger. I was impressed by that a lot. So, but he doesn't want to be a lawyer. He wants to go to Johns Hopkins University and go into biomedical engineering. Smarter than most lawyers, alias. School board member Scott Kruger, who's here. Annie Wessner from Baden High School. Undecided, chemical engineering. And school board member Tom Alf, I'm not sure if Tom is here, but his counterpart is Gabriel Abner, and he had the joint theater production idea, I believe. Again, Gabriel is from Hamilton High School, undecided in education. Annie, I don't think I skipped over you, but I apologize if I did. You're chemical engineering, correct? Yep. I apologize if I skipped over that. School board treasurer Robert Hancock. His counterpart is Lucas Nardker from Baden High School, The Ohio State University in mathematics. Now, is there anybody out there who's a student who I did not read your name? If you are, don't hesitate to raise your hand, stand up, say what you did. That's the names that I've got on my list. I don't think I skipped over any of them. So, a round of applause for all these participants in Civics Day. Now you're going to hear from these some of these student leaders, including City Mayor Riley Johnson from Hamilton High School, and she did a fantastic job, much more pleasant than I was as mayor. And she told me about the chandelier. I've got to mention the chandelier, Riley. She's in Rhapsody in Blue, and I guess she was being picked up during this Rhapsody in Blue concert, and her hand, I think, hit the chandelier. Is that correct? Little known fact about Riley Johnson, who's going to go very far in her life. I know that. Riley, come on up and give your speech, if you would, please.
Well, I feel like you all know me a little bit better than I know you after you heard that little incident. You know, my partner was very tall, I was very tall, and we added up to be tall enough to hit that chandelier. But moving on from the chandelier incident, I just want to say thank you to Mr. Moeller for that introduction. Thank you, of course, to the Rotarians and Kiwanis who made this event possible, as well as all the members of city administration who coordinated this enormous effort to bring civic education to our kids. So I want to talk a little bit about what I learned in Civic Day over the course of a couple years. So it's been an extra interesting experience for me, largely because I am interested in pursuing elected office as an adult. So last year I did apply to be the city manager. I was interested in the details of government, and instead I ended up as the city clerk, which is all the details you could possibly want. As a city clerk, and then later as an intern in the city clerk's office, I really started to understand local government. So in the beginning, it was all updating legislation books, taking minutes for council meetings, learning how to pass legislation, indexing ordinances, grunt work essentially for a new intern. But later I started to learn more. So I wrote staff reports, I wrote legislation, I wrote official letters from the office of the city clerk. And all of this just helped to make me a little more aware of what local government does and how to do it right. Now this year as mayor, I've learned even more. So there's a lot to do as mayor, actually. So I have to take calls and emails from concerned residents around the clock, even though I'm really only a part-time elected official. If those same residents then come to a city council meeting, I have to face up to their questions and luckily defer them to one of my many directors who are much more prepared than I will be. Also at meetings, I'm responsible for procedure, which is why if you attended today's meeting, you heard a lot of me saying, Madam or Mr. City Clerk, would you please read the roll, or is there a second? A lot of those procedural things that make meetings run. And of course, most importantly, I represent the people. So for today and today only, if you're a student in the city of Hamilton, feel free to come to me for any of your needs. Tomorrow, I'm no longer mayor, so you'll have to find someone else. In the future, I'd like to spend more than one day as an elected official. Politics, no matter how maligned in the media, have actually always been my dream. So I canvassed in the 2008 election. I read The Economist over breakfast in middle school, which I'm told is unusual. And I've always dreamed of working in an embassy until recently when I dreamed of working in the federal government. It didn't become personal for me until the 2016 election, though, and that's when I really started to transform as a person. I started to lead political discussions in my classes. I chose political topics for school essays. I read up on political issues. The junior year of my life was essentially spent becoming a political person, aware of political issues. So here I am now, a senior in high school, and I'm staring down a very uncertain future in front of me. One day, maybe I will hold elected office. Maybe I'll run a campaign. Maybe I'll write law. What I do know is that my experiences in Civic Day, from city clerk to city mayor, have prepared me for any future in political science that I could possibly want. So just once again, I want to thank Hamilton City Council for the mentorship they gave us, city administration and teachers who made this event possible, Kiwanis and Rotarians alike. I just want to say that to some of you, Civic Day is an annual event. You may start to take it for granted you see it every year. But for students like me, Civic Day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. So thank you.
There was a lot of audience participation today, both at the school board meeting as well as at the city council meeting. And they had to come up and give their name and their address. But everybody had a good laugh when someone gave the address as 21 Jump Street. That was pretty good. Even I kind of knew what that meant. Okay, city manager Mitchell R. is from Baden High School, and he's a pre-law. He's going to go into pre-law at the University of Indianapolis. So also, you know, we can talk. He had a lot of good questions as city manager. And so you're going to hear from Mitchell R. from Baden.
Hey guys. First, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of those responsible for making this wonderful event very possible. The Hamilton Rotary Club and Linden Walk Kiwanis for organizing and hosting this delicious luncheon. That was the best turkey I've ever eaten in my life. Both the school board and city council members for their guidance and insight, Joni Kopus and Nick Garukas for graciously taking their valuable time to organize school board and city council respectively. Mr. Mears and Mr. Keating from Baden, and also Mrs. Wagner and Mr. Braun from Hamilton for being great and dedicated mentors. And last but not least, although he was unable to attend this luncheon, Joshua Smith for showing me the ropes and for doing what he does for this amazing city. So to tell you a little about myself, my name is Mitchell R., and I'm a senior at Baden High School, and I am planning on majoring in criminal justice and pursuing a career in law in college. And I've recently committed and signed to play baseball at the University of Indianapolis in Indiana. I went to school in the Northwest School District prior to attending Baden High School, and I've lived in Coleraine Township my entire life, so Hamilton has been a large change of pace for me. And therefore, I have only recently become familiar with the wonderful city of Hamilton. However, in these 4 short years of becoming accustomed to the city, I've noticed significant improvements to the morale, to just the overall feeling of the city. For instance, as you all may know, the largest project in the history of Hamilton is currently underway to transform the old and abandoned Champion paper mill. I'm sure you've all seen it. It's just a pile of bricks right now. Into a $90 million state-of-the-art sports complex, which will attract thousands of people from all over the country. Along with that, several much-needed repairs on infrastructure like roads and bridges, specifically the one near Hamilton-Baden, and hits close to home on me because I hate the traffic on that bridge. It's horrible, but finally there's 4 lanes open. And also the downtown area, which has sprung to life with the debuts of a multitude of small family-owned businesses. Teamwork is an essential aspect to the entire operation. It is reflective in the city as a whole and in the ability for our communities to work together as a unit. In Hamilton, the interaction between the people and their local government is strong and unique and not often heard about in government in general, sometimes taken for granted. Small businesses are the root and the backbone of this city, and government is what helps them get them on their feet in the first place. They listen to the people and they hear them out, which has led to such a strong relationship and flawless connection between the community and its schools and the government of Hamilton. Once again, thank you for this amazing opportunity to learn more about city government and the opportunity to be a part of this wonderful event. Thank you.
I'm glad Mitchell mentioned teamwork because the city's got a great team right now, and that's why we have the successes that we do have. We next have a student speaker, School Board President Iris Rodriguez. And Steve Isgro, she did a great job during that meeting. She did a great job.
I would like to start off by thanking Mr. Keating, Mrs. Wagner, and Mrs. Kopis for helping us organize our agenda, as well as Mr. Braun for the organization of Civic Day at Hamilton High. In addition, I would also like to thank our professional counterparts who exposed us into their responsibilities and their combined efforts to improve our city of Hamilton. Last year, I participated in Civic Day as a school board member. I enjoyed it so much, here I am today speaking to you all as school board president. Participating in this event has been such an eye-opening experience, exposing me to more than just city streets and school doors. Beginning with the first tour, Plan Hamilton, I remember signing in and being told to draw a dot where I live on a large map of Hamilton. I was so astonished by the size of Hamilton that I never really realized how big it really is. I remember hearing comments like, "Oh, this is such a large city," and other comments like, "Why do they want to know where I live?" We discussed what we appreciated about our city, and we also included the things that we disliked about our city. But instead of being negative about the dislikes, we took those problems and came up with creative ways to improve the negativities. My favorite experience of all was Shadow Day at the school board. I was able to meet with important professionals who take care of the most smallest details at our schools, from heaters to new technology. Our school board has to take care of it all. For example, I introduced my idea about a donut shop. In my head, it seemed like it would work perfectly well. Although the idea was shot down, they gave me many reasons why it could not work, even if we tried. Reasons like I never would have thought of, like Billy's grandma's cousin being upset because the donuts were not from her shop, or how they get transported to the high school. In simpler words, I like to say that I'm very thankful for those who work every day to help better our education, even if it means that class of 2018 has to take fourth quarter exams. For Hamilton today, I was over at Big Brothers Big Sisters, and as a member of the school board, my main priority is to help students succeed. And Big Brothers Big Sisters' main goal is to encourage students to do better as a person and academically. It was very interesting to see how they have specific people that hold specific jobs, from interviewing buddies to scheduling meets with the students. At the very first meeting, we had an orientation where everyone said something they admired about our city. Some responses included our water, murals, parks, Hamilton Live After 5, and other details that make our city what it is today. Our city is growing, blossoming into a place full of inspiration and a bright future. I can't wait to see what more there is to offer. Civic Day gives you the opportunity to explore more than what just seems to be four walls. Everyone looks for change, and Civic Day gives you a chance to make and benefit from change right here in Hamilton. Thank you.
Thank you for mentioning Plan Hamilton, and I think she'd make a great school board president one of these days, too. Lastly, we have School Superintendent from Baden High School, Jared Berger.
So my plan was not for my superintendent comments to be humor-filled, but my mother last night when I was reading through them said, "Hey, add a joke in there." I was like, okay. But I just want to start by thanking all these people that made this experience awesome, because last year I was sitting in A-Push, fifth bell, and Mr. Keating says, "All right, you guys are going to do Civics Day next year." And he said, school board or city council? I was like, well, I mean, I got to do school board because my mom's been teaching for, gosh, longer than I've been alive. So I guess I got to know what goes through on there so I know what she's griping about when she comes home. But all these people, the Hamilton Rotary, Lindenwold Kiwanis, all the school board and council members that, helped us with inspiration on the intro day and even our shadow days, which was kind of interesting. I get Snapchat. I look at my Snapchat and I see people, riding in fire trucks, and I'm sitting in a school board meeting having a blast eating cookies and brownies. But these people have done great for us because I think it's interesting to see what goes on in the school board, not only, and also city council is kind of interesting to see a city council meeting. But these men not only impact the Hamilton City School District, but also the Baden. Like when we were at the school board meeting, they were passing proposals for a DECA meeting, and you kind of like I'm in DECA, so it's. You don't know where that money's coming from. All it is the Italian teacher saying, "All right, man, you guys only have to pay $35 today," and we don't know where that money's coming from. But we're like, "All right, we'll go." But I think But I think we all take school for granted. I think we all dread waking up at 6:15, and unless you're Mr. Keating, who wakes up even earlier to grade paper sometimes. But we all dread this. But all these encounters in school have led us to what we want to become in the rest of our life. Like, for example, I was my sophomore year, I wanted to be a pharmacist, and then I failed chemistry like 7 straight tests. So I had to try to figure out something different for that. And that's where I met Mr. D, the Italian teacher, teaching me all about business, and then Mr. Mers teaching me about statistics, and now I suddenly want to become a data scientist. My mom doesn't know where that came from either. But these school board members, the city council, they've all had a great time. We've all had a great time. I found a love for a wild berry smoothie now at True West with all our meetings. But everything they've done and what they do, it makes you even more proud to be a citizen of Hamilton. Thank you.
He's going to take Jimmy Fallon's place on late night TV, I believe. Okay, how about a round of applause for those 4 student speakers? They did a great job. Please consider students joining Kiwanis or Rotary. They're great service organizations that do give back a lot to the community. I am now going to introduce, for closing remarks, Jason Smith, president of the Kiwanis Club. Kiwanis means we build, if I'm not mistaken. I think it also means we sell peanuts as a fundraiser. So, Jason Smith.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out today. To the students in the room, I would definitely recommend you apply for every scholarship you can apply for. Kiwanis personally gives out $7,000 worth of scholarships every year. Rotary, I'm sure, gives out several too. And once you graduate college, come back and help better our community along with either organization. Thank you all for coming out, and you all have a good day.
Hi, I'm Nick Garukas, and I'm the Program Administrator of Civic Day and City Clerk for the City of Hamilton, Ohio. We've just concluded Civic Day, and I'm going to introduce to you each one of the fine Baden and Hamilton High students that were participating in the day, and they're going to tell us their title for Civic Day and their name.
I'm Drew Holderbach, and I was the fire chief.
I'm Allie Browning, and I was the Director of Economic Development.
I'm Annie Westner, and I was a school board member.
I'm Chloe Mallory, and I was the purchasing agent.
I'm Will Strunk, and I was the police chief.
I'm Shane Overberg, and I was superintendent of the streets.
I'm Jacob Tipton. I was director of Parks Conservancy.
I was Tyler Hargrove, and I was the director of finance.
I'm Drew Fisher, and I was director of public safety.
I'm Madeline Montal, and I was director of resident services.
Hi, I'm Jared Berger, and I was the superintendent of schools.
Hi, I'm Connor Lucas. I was director of health.
Hi, I'm Jacob Meyer, and I was director of health.
I'm Abby Bond, and I was the municipal court judge.
I'm Andrew Abada, and I was Diversity and Inclusion Coordinator.
I'm Darby Oliver, and I was the Vice President of the school board.
I'm Haley Feltner, and I was Director of Planning.
Hi, I'm Heather O'Hara, and I was Director of Human Resources.
Hi, I'm Morgan Marsh, and I was the Director of Parks Conservancy.
I'm Annie Keep, and I was Director of Public Safety.
Hi, I'm Lauren Moser, and I was Director of Civil Service and Personnel.
Hi, I'm Maddie Kurtner, and I was the Fire Chief.
Hi, I'm Griffin Heinzman, and I was Director of Building.
Hi, I'm Josie Lincoln, and I was Director of Civil Service and Personnel.
Hi, I'm Sydney Long, and I was the city clerk.
Hi, I'm Allie Kopek. I was the Diversity and Inclusion Coordinator.
Hi, I'm Nicole Rawlings. I was the Manager of Water and Water Waste Operations.
Hi, I'm Audrey Nair, and I was Director of Human Resources.
I'm Ben Koch, and I was Director of Finance.
Hi, I'm Rachel Seymour, and I was the Director of Public Works.
Hi, I'm Alex Honeycutt, and I was the Director of Public Works.
Hi, I'm Jack Holcomb, and I was Director of the Parks Conservancy.
Hi, I'm Dominic Anthony, and I was the Director of Strategy and Information.
Seth Kleiber, Police Chief.
Jordan Flagg, Municipal Court Judge.
Lucas Narker, Treasurer.
Kenny Pendergast, Department of Engineering.
John Moran, also Department of Engineering.
Nicholas Isle, Community and Social Technology Strategist.
Ben Klein, City Council Member.
Mike Rand, City Council Member.
Jake Wagner, Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Baden. And now we're going to have Hamilton High School.
I'm Jackson Stewart, and I was the City Clerk.
I'm Dershie Ambani, and I was the Director of Health.
Catherine Shooter, Director of Human Resources.
I'm Iris Rodriguez, and I was the school board president.
Isabel Dingledine, Director of Planning.
Hi, my name is Sarah Howard, and I was a city council person.
Hi, I'm Fiona Andrews, and I was a city council member.
Riley Johnson, Mayor.
Ashley Shophocker, Director of Finance.
Gabriel Abner, School Board Member.
Andy Angel, the Fire Chief.
My name is Molly Sweeney, and I was the Director of Civil Service and Personnel.
My name is Daniel Sutton. I was a member of City Council.
I'm Allison Sharp. I was a municipal court judge.
I'm Connor Robinson. I was the Community and Social Technology Strategist.
I'm Amelia Zock, and I was School Board Member.
Hi, I'm Morgan Mayer, and I was Diversity and Inclusion Coordinator.
Riley Jones, Director of Public Safety.
Hi, I'm Eli Williams, and I'm the Police Chief.
Hi, I'm Abigail Hoyland, and I was Director of Resident Services.
Hi, my name is Jackie, and I was the Director of Building Services.
Hi, I'm Amanda Moritz, and I was Parks Conservancy.
Hi, I'm Zachary Matthews, and I was Director of Public Works.
Hi, I'm Andrea Pater, and I'm Manager of Wastewater and Water.
Thank you, Hamilton High School and Baden High School. I'd like to just say that we would participate and enjoyed having all the students here participating in Civic Day. I'd like to thank the city administration and the school board administration for making this all possible. And thank you from TV Hamilton. I'm Nick Rukas, City Clerk. Good night.